Today I'm going to show you how to remove and replace your thermal paste on your computer. I have a water cooler, but the same concept applies to air coolers mostly. So the first step is to shut down your computer, then take off the side panel, and make sure to unplug all the cables on the back and on the front of your computer. Remove any cables connected, so fan cables, and then you're going to want to unscrew these 4 screws in a diagonal pattern because the CPU underneath needs even pressure, and if you do it on one side than the other, one side is going to have a lot of pressure and the other won't, and that could break it. And lift off the cooler. It may be a little bit difficult, but it should just come off. And then you can start to clean it off. So I like to start off with a wet paper towel and then dry it off. And don't get anything on the sides or on the motherboard. Just try your best to just take off the thermal paste. And then you can use a coffee filter. And there are many methods to removing thermal paste, but this is what I find works best and is the easiest and most accessible. And you're going to want to do the same thing to the water cooler now. So basically the same thing. And now you have a clean CPU and a clean cooler, and you're ready to reapply thermal paste. So you can get this thermal paste. I just found it off of Amazon. Do not do this much. I now have to spend a little bit of time cleaning off this big goop of thermal paste. It comes out pretty fast, so be prepared. You want to do about the size of a dry grain of rice. I did about this much. I did about the size of a grain of rice and a little bit extra because you don't want to do too little. And that's enough. When you apply the pressure on the CPU, it'll spread out evenly. So then you want to put your cooler back on and make sure you align everything. And screw back on the screws in a diagonal pattern again, and do it about halfway and then go back. And you want to try and get the most even pressure, and you don't want to do too much. Most of the time the screws have springs, so you can't screw too tight, but just be careful, don't tighten it too much. And then you can reconnect all your cables and you're done. So that is how you replace thermal paste on your CPU, and now you can boot up your computer. Thank you for watching.